come Juan. And this is the story of four amigos and the journey to the Great White North. These four amigos, I mean. Their names are Matthew. He's a pretty cool dude, pretty chill, the voice of reason in the group. There's Michael. He's a brother. They're not twins though. They're not twins. I swear. And he's kind of more of a vulgar character in this story. He livens up the group a bit, you could say. And then there's Quinto. Quinto's an innocent little dude. You know, doesn't swear. Doesn't know much about anything actually. 'Cause, you know, even though he's a public school kid, he acts like a homeschool kid. So, and the fourth friend, this pretty cool dude I know, his name is Anthony. And, so they're traveling up north to go camping for the weekend. And, they get there. And they don't do much anyways except for set up the tent. Because, you know, it's a tent. So, the journey really begins the next day. And around 12 o'clock, they head from their campsite to the vehicle that they arrived in. They enter the vehicle and they go to Hibbing, Minnesota. Hibbing is up in the middle of nowhere. While they're in Hibbing, Minnesota, they go cliff jumping. And during the cliff jumping experience, they have some mishaps. One of these mishaps happens to be Quentin running down the pathway, not knowing where he's going. He trips over a root that is in the ground. He falls and he badly injures his arm. It's a horrible, horrible accident. And there's not much the three amigos can do to help their friend who has fallen. I mean, he hurt his arm and they thought he broke it. I mean, it was messed up looking. So they continue on to the cliff jumping, and there they have some pretty cool times that cannot be spoken aloud. So we'll skip to the cool parts where they jump. There's some cool videos online if you other amigos want to go see it. There's Quinto, Matthew, and Michael jumping. Anthony didn't get any videos because he was the one videotaping.
True story.
He's pretty bummed about that. Everybody got cool jumps by him. No ladies can see him jumping.
He's not bitter.
He's not bitter at all. So, after the jumping, the amigos, they travel farther down the path. Whilst they are walking, Anthony notices a small break in the foliage of the forest. He's like, oh my gosh, amigos, check out this pathway I just found. I think it leads to the 80-foot. And the amigos, they travel down the 80-foot path. They get to the 80-foot. They look over the edge, and they realize, man, if I jumped this, I would have died.
Yep.
And they explore the area. They find this really steep beach that leads to a waterfall. And the amigos decide they're going to venture down. It's a really sketchy climb down. I mean, there's loose rocks everywhere. You know, they were all hoping one of them might fall in, but, you know, really hoping that they wouldn't, because nobody wanted to deal with that issue. I mean, Quinto's already having issues with his broken arm. They decided they're gonna, you know, they get to the waterfall, there's no cool places to chill, so they're like, let's just go back up. And they go back up. And Quinto was the first one to go up, even though he was the last one down, the slowest one getting across, you know? He's the first one up. It took him like 2 seconds to get up that mountain. The man's like a monkey. So he gets up to the top, and he's out of sight for a little while, you know? The three amigos still climbing up, go up. They get to the top, they don't see Quinto. They had no idea where he had gone. Quinto just vanished. So the amigos, they travel down the path, past the waterfall, and they're just searching for Quinto. They can't find him anywhere. They're looking and they're looking, they're continuing down farther and deeper into the woods in the north. And they come across a pack of wolves. Juan needs a break real quick.
He's tearing up.
This touching part of the story. I'm sorry. Excuse me for a second. Oh, I know back. I made it tissue after this story. They meet up with this pack of wolves. It just happened to chance them and stuff, and they see that the muzzles of the wolves is bloody, and they're like, oh no, our friend Quinto, he couldn't fight them off, he only had one arm. So, the three amigos, being smarter than the average Quinto, that's so touching. They grab some deer legs.
We got this.
They grab some nearby sticks and sharpen them quickly with the knife that Michael and Anthony had brought with them. And, they sharpened them. Anthony gave his stick to Matt because, Matt needed a weapon and Anthony had bought a machete the day before at Walmart. And so, he's like, yo, I told you guys I should have bought this machete. And so, they fight off the pack of wolves. And, Anthony, having been up north before and, went to the campground that wolves were known to be around, he learned a lot about wolves that year at camping. And, he knew that the alpha was not with them. So, he tells them to be wary. As they search for Quinto, hoping that he's alive and that those wolves had not tracked him down and eaten him. That would be sad. So, the heroes continue their epic journey into the White Norsk, that is hipping Minnesota, and they're searching for Quinto. And they're traveling and traveling and traveling, and Michael looks back at Matt and Anthony and says, did you guys bring any food? And the three heroes,
Come here.
and the heroes say, no, we didn't. And the three amigos, despite not having found Quinto yet, turned around and went to McDonald's in Hibbing for food, where they found Quinto somehow missing an arm because he managed to feed his one gimpy arm to the wolves to fend them off, and that's how he made his great escape. That is the end of my story. Juan must cry now.